Hi everyone, it's Linnea here for LDRS Creative, and I have a really simple card to share with you today, and I'm going to create a fun fold card. I'm doing a basic gatefold card. You don't need any special supplies for this, but it's a fun twist on a regular card. I'm going to be using the Cosmos 4x6 stamps, the coordinating dies, and the coordinating layering stencils. They'll be the focal point of my card, and then I'll use a background cover plate die just to spruce up the background of my card. There are two different floral clusters in this stamp set. I only need one for my card, so I stamped the larger one, and I also stamped all three of the sentiments onto a piece of white cardstock. I used Raven hybrid ink, and since it's the hybrid ink, if you work quickly, you can add some heat embossing powder, so I added just clear and heat embossed that so that it would have a shiny appearance. You can skip that step if you want to. I just like it. Now I grabbed a whole bunch of my LDRS Creative hybrid inks, and I'm just going to start ink blending. I love these stencils. They're easy to line up. There are etching lines so that each step is easy. You just kind of use those guidelines and line them up. And since I've stamped my image first, you can easily see where you need to add color. These first two flowers I'm adding blue, so with the first stencil I added a light blue and then a dark blue for the second. Then I decided to do pink flowers, so this stencil is 2A, and I added pink, a light pink, and then a dark pink. Then I'm going to do my leaves. Now also in the third stencils, 3A and 3B, you can add detail to the center of the flowers. I decided to skip that step, and that was just me, I liked the way it was, and I didn't want to mess with it. So you can skip stencils, you can add multiple colors to the stencils, you do you to make whatever kind of card you want to make. Now I'm going to use the Cosmos coordinating dies and just cut out those sentiments as well as my floral cluster. Now let's create our gatefold card base. Like I said in the beginning, you don't need anything fancy. I have a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 8.5 inches, which is a normal A2 size card base piece. Normally you would just take this and score it in half at 4.25 and fold it, and you'd have an A2 card base. Instead, I'm going to score at 2 1/8 inches from each side. So I'm going to have two score lines at 2 1/8 inches. And then I'm just going to fold this in, and you're going to see that these flaps are going to meet up in the middle. This is your traditional gatefold card. This is nothing new, nothing fancy, but I like it just to spruce up a card every now and then instead of having just your card open the regular way. Like I said, this doesn't require any special tools, no extra cardstock, and I just think it's fun. I like to reinforce my folds pretty well with a bone folder on both sides, and then you're going to see as I flip this over, this is how it opens, just like a regular, like a kissing gate would open. It's super cute and super fun. I like it just to kind of mix things up a little bit. Now let's style the background. I have the modern geometric A2 cover plate 1, and I cut that from white cardstock. Now I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm cutting it at 2 1/8 inches, but you can also see on this cover plate where you can cut right down the middle. It's going to line up perfectly. Now I have 1/2 of this cover plate to put on each of my little gate flaps. And I'm going to show you here in just a second that you can do this one of two ways. You can have them lined up just like how the cover plate would be, but I really like flipping them around so that the recipient of this card can truly see that there is a special fold here. That bold white outline coming down the center of the card grabs your attention, and it makes you want to open up the card this way. Now I'm going to add my floral element to the front of my card. You only want to add adhesive, whether it's glue or foam adhesive like I'm using, to one side of the card. I happen to like adding my elements to the left side. I just think it's more appealing. So I added my foam tape only to the left side of my flowers and adhered that down. That way you're not closing your gatefold, it'll still open up. I have a piece of cardstock here that measures 4 by 5.25 inches, so it's a little bit smaller than my base. And I'm going to stamp that same floral cluster from the Cosmos stamps with alloy hybrid ink, and I have that just hanging off the bottom, and that's just so that I can add that to the inside of my card for a finishing touch. I added some pearls here and there. I added that panel to the inside of my card, and this is finished. This is such an easy card to make, and I think that it's so cute and a recipient will really love this. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!